value 1 equal to 100. Same. Let me create. Okay, I'll create with the different variables. Here I'll be creating this one as static int value 2 and string str value 1 equal to switch and here I'll be doing it as 2 and I'll be adding this one as static because I just wanted to show you it means with the different variables and different things. Jai. Okay, so here if you see here I created non-static, okay, non-static variables and I created static variables and I created non-static methods and I created the static methods. Okay, I have created the static methods. Now I wanted to call the same sets into similar set like into the B. So let me do this quick changes for you. So here I'll be calling with the 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So these are the static methods. Static methods. This is method 7. This is method 8. This is method 6. This method 7. This value is
5. 5 over there. That 5.
Sorry. Okay. 5. And this value is 4. And this value is 3. This value is 4. And here you can keep AG and here you can keep CK. Okay, so now I kept this particular thing. So non-static, static, non-static methods and non-static methods 7 and 8. So here let me change. So let me save this and let me also save this here from here. This is 2 and this is 3 and this is 4. Okay.
So can you change the variable numbers, the assignment to the variables?
I changed that variable numbers also, right?
No, it's 100
this
and
one.
people.
Okay, so for this one, let me change it to 200 and change this one to 2. Okay, so now if you see here, this is class A. In the class A, so this is how I have been implemented, and this is the class B. This is how I've been implemented. In class C, nothing have been done. So let me do for class B also for your reference. Let me first complete to this and then I come to that class C too. So now this is one class and this is one class, right? So now I wanted to do this one. So public okay, main method. You know, right, shortcut key. You need to write main and control spacebar. So it will gives you the public static void main. Now what I wanted to do is, I wanted to first of all access the non-static methods. How I'll be accessing the non-static method of class B?
By creating the object.
Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is, So class B, okay, obj class, so that we can know that for which class we have created the object. New class B have been created. Okay. Now with this particular object, now whatever the things I wanted to do it, I can do this. Sys out. So here's my non-static variables are so what are the non-static variables here? This particular int3, okay, plus this one, right?
Object class dot b dot int.
That is what I missed. Okay. Okay. So now what this will print for me if I exclude this one? What it prints to me?
100 and 200.
What it prints to me?
100 and ag.
Okay. Now let me call these particular methods, non-static methods. Method 5, and same thing I wanted to call this one as method 6. Okay. So what are the things it's going to print now? Sorry. What it will print?
100 AG, and then I'm non-static 5 and non-static method 6.
So first it was trying to print as 500 and then AG, and then it was printing for method 5 and method 6. We are pretty cool, and then getting this one. Now what I have did here, so this is what the magic. Now I'm trying to do the extends. Okay, extends. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to extend this particular class A. Now what had happened? In the class A, I have all these particular variables and methods. Now I'm extending this. First of all, let me see the differences between without extending and with extending, so that you can clearly understand. And the same way, if I wanted to access this particular methods, so now we have been seeing that for the non-static, right? This is for non-static. Let me put it in this way so that everyone will see. This is for the class B non-static members. So the same thing, let me do for the static members now. Okay, so let me type. Okay, and I wanted to call. So how I should call these particular static members here? My static variables.
Class name through class name.
Class
The
name dot
class name.
variable.
This is in the same class, right? Do you require the same, even in the same class, you need to be call with the class name?
Fine, int, whatever.
We can, but it's not necessary.
So we can do, means with the class name also we can call, or directly we can call this one, right? So now what are my static variables? So this is my static variables, right? So instead of this, I'm keeping this. Instead of this, I'm keeping this. Okay. So I'm calling direct means with a direct because it's in the same class. Now I wanted to call these particular methods, right? So how I can, means can I call these methods or I need to call with the object?
Directly you can call for.
Directly we can call.
So we can directly call this one. We can call with the object, but that's a wrong way of doing it. So don't try to do that. Okay. Let me do this. You might be feeling that why this guy is saying the same thing, why are you implementing it? So once you go for, at the end of the session, you can understand why I'm typing all these things. You can clearly understand. Now, are you clear, right? So what I did, I created a class with the static and non-static members, and I'm creating the class B. From that one, I'm trying to execute this one. So it executes and it gives me this one. So now here you can clearly see that, hey, this is for the non-static, and my non-static variables printed, non-static methods printed, my non-static variables printed, my non-static, static variables and static methods are printed here. Till here, any questions? Are we clear with this? This particular things. Clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now, this is accessing for the class B. Now, let's try for the class A. So now here, I'm not touching any concept of inheritance. Okay, I'm just trying to do with only for this normal, means cross-class accessing. Okay. So now you remember, right? So this is what we have been seen on the on Saturday. So cross-class accessing. So now here, I wanted to access the uh, class A, non-static. So now what I need to do?
Create object for class.
Create the object, sir, for classes.
Class one object
So now
with a new
I'll
session.
be trying to do with the class A. Okay, let me take this one as the object name. A equal to, I'm sorry for the background noise. So now here we'll be getting this, and here you will be having this one. So class A.
Only class A, sir, not object class.
That's it. Now I wanted to access this one, with this. What are the methods in the class A? Method variables 1 and
Value
1, right? So let me call this one as 1 and value 1. So that I have been able to call this one. And what are the methods I have it in the this one?
1, 2, sir.
1,
2.
2. Okay. So now first let me change this one. See, for your quick references, I'm doing the copying, but usually better you can type and do it so that it will be easy. Okay. So now I created the method 1, method 2. So this is clean and neat. So I understood. Now this is for static. Now what I need to do here?
With class name, we have to.
What are the static variables? One means these are the two things which I need to call it from here. Okay. So now how I should call here?
With class name.
With the help of
So
class name.
class name dot. So what is that value? 2.
2.
And the same way dot. Here we can see the 2. So now we have it. And the method names.
3,
So
4.
what are they? We have
Class
this
one,
particular 3 and 4.
3 and
So
4.
now what I need to give? I need to give the class name dot. This is as a 3, and this is class name dot 4. We need to do this. Okay. So now what we have been understood as, see, it is very clean that I created this particular methods and variables here and I'm just calling from here. Now let's see that what is the output. So here we have been seeing this. Okay, let me divide this particular things also so that we can see this out. Okay, so now you can see it. So these all values are different means for the class B, and this is for class A. Now you have been seeing it, right? So this is how we'll be calling all this. Any means still here. So now because this we have been already discussed on the Saturday, so that's the reason I don't want to make a detailed explanation on this one. But still, you can ask me if you have any questions. So how we are calling the static and non-static members from the same class and calling from the different class. So how we can do on this? Any questions on this, or are we clear? Yes, no.
Clear,
Give me
sir.
some
Clear,
answer.
sir.
Clear, sir.
Okay. Now, if I extended this, will it make any difference? Give me the answer. If I make the extended for this,
Yes,
it will
sir.
change anything?
Difference is there, sir.
Arti?
Same output.
Sorry, sir. Extends. Can you repeat the question once again, sir?
Be attentive in the class. Okay.
No,
If
sir.
I
No, sir. Actually,
extend,
I was looking to the eclipse, so I got when you switched off. I got yes, sir.
now my question is, if I extended this class with the class A, will I have means the implementation will change, or will it work?
Mm, because we have used all the things, sir. Even if we extend, there will be no change, sir. Uh, because we have used method 1, method 2. So if you, yeah, yes, sir, there will be a change, sir. If we extend class A, the class B can acquire all the properties of parent class, sir.
Any other answers?
Sir, in order
Yes,
to
sir.
access,
We cannot class name. We
Raise your
cannot
hands,
use
please.
if you.
Go ahead, Swapna.
No need to create class A object, sir. We can call with the object of class B, class A methods.
Good pointer. So here we no need to, when I have been extends, so may not be required to use this particular uh, uh, class name to call this particular static. Any other?
And for static, we don't need to call with class name, sir.
That is what she told, right? See, that is the first pointer. So no need to call the static variables. Let me write here. No need to call the static with the class names. Uh, any other? Any other?
same methods we can call, sir. Same in class A, whatever methods with same definition, same parameters, same data type, same method we can use here, sir. With we extended no, sir, so that we can use.
Don't go for all those things, Vijay. See, my question is
Sir, if you
straightforward.
overwrite a class here,
See, what is my question is? If I extending this one, if I extend the class A, will it be any difference in this particular code or the implementation?
For non-static, we
implementation
don't
will
create
change.
two A-class objects, sir. For non-static.
Lavanya, you are answering this one?
Yes, sir.
You mean to say that if I'm taking this particular non-static or if I have been extended this one, so I don't need to create the object, class A
For
object.
A-class. Yeah, yes, sir.
You don't need to create this.
Yeah, yes, sir.
What happened for you, Lavanya? Without creating this object, how you can access? See now, what is a thumb rule for the non-static? Either it is in
To
the same
create
class or different class, you need to create an object to access the
but
non-static variables.
by extend A-class, so
Okay, so if I
automatically
extend,
create object for B class, then automatically access, right, sir? A class.
so yeah, so now what you need to say for this one is, now not only with the A class, if you extended, you can get the these particular methods and variables from the B class. That is the answer you need to say. You shouldn't say that, see now I can create this object and do it, and then B class object is also can do it. So this is the second advantage which we will be trying to get it. Eh. Can I call this particular B class with the means creating for a B class? Can I call the object means the members of A class? Now it is not possible. But with this particular, if I extend, see now you need to see now what the difference was you need to understand is when we use the extends, what it makes the difference you need to understand. Okay. So are we clear with till this? Any other answers? My question is, without extending or with extending, what is the difference we'll be getting it? So that you can understand the concept very clearly. So till
Code
here,
reusable, sir.
code reusable, here also code reusable, right? I'm just creating an object and then calling them and then accessing them, right?
Sir, what are the values you are assigned in the class A? It will be override in the class.
See,
The
I'm not
values
coming
that
to
are
tell the
in the class A.
overriding. Yeah. So the concept of overriding also. See here, I'm saying that why we need to extend a class to okay. So for this particular question, so we are just trying to give the answer, right?
Maybe like without extend keyword, we are creating objects for class A, but using extends keyword, we now need to create an object for class B for accessing non-static formats.
I didn't understand. Can you reiterate it, please?
So without using extends keyword, we are creating an object for class B class. So
Okay, keep your mic away. Means it was very close to you. I think you need to keep your mic distance.
is that okay, sir?
It's okay now. Go ahead.
So we are on class B creates a spacing while calling of class in class.
See, your voice is dancing, Maitri. It is not stable. So it was going up and low, up and low. But one thing for sure, what the answer which you are trying to give, it is means excellent answer. So the memory management. This is what, see now, this we will not see it, but behind the screen, this plays a vital role. I used to remember this when I was before 15-20 years back. My friend came to Hyderabad, so I'm just staying there, and we went to this. Probably many of you knows Hyderabad, so probably you can correlate easily. At that time, so that was the first time IMAX was started there. So we both were there, and so I was just taking him on the necklace road, and then while returning, so we went on the Tangle road. Then he asked me a question. Hey, boss, so we are going in this road. So this is just it's the same road only, right? So why this road was called as a necklace road or this called as a tangled road? What is the difference between this both? I was shocked for some time. So what to give the answer also I was not able to understand. See here also the same problem. Now I'm able to access this all things here. See now this is many of the interviews, many of the people didn't answer me this question. I wanted to access this particular means there is a class A, class B. I have static methods and non-static methods. I wanted to access this particular all these particular methods into class B. What are the different ways to do it? So one, I can create the object and access all of them. Next, I can extend. Extend. Can you tell me the difference between the both? When I should create means when I should go for the inheritance and when I should normally call them. If you are able to answer this particular question, you will understand the concept of everything in terms of the inheritance or in terms of the polymorphism. One question will give you the complete picture of your understanding.
So while creating an object, you are creating separate memory for everything. Here, new is a keyword which is assigning some memory for that particular object. By using extend keyword, you are not creating separate memory.
No. See, new once again. What is the purpose of new? What is the purpose of new keyword?
Memory allocation, sir.
I asked for Dwarka, not Partha. See, always you need to remember, new keyword will allocate only the memory, guys. Constructor only gives the value. You are missing the concept of constructor here. The constructor plays a vital role. Why we require constructor? Dwarka. What constructor does? What constructor do, Dwarka?
So it is a body, sir, for that particular program. What we are doing in it program.
I think you have been forgot everything. I thought you will be answering this. See, new is a keyword which it allocates the memory. Constructor, which it gives how much space it required. So that is where the constructor gives this. So now, when we have been extended, here, this particular constructor will play a vital role. Let me show you what it will happen. So now, did you understood? So now, these are the basic things, the differences with extension and without extending. What are the differences we can see it? No need to call. So let me first try to do this. So now let me extend this one. So I extended this one. I'll not make any code change. Let me execute this. Is it executed or not? I didn't even made a single line or single character change. It absolutely executed and it given me the thing. Means with extending, without extending, I didn't made any big difference for it. Now, what are the differences which I can make? First we will see on it. So the first thing is no need to call the static with the class names. So now this is where, right? So now these are this is what my static and this is what my static. So now here from the B, I used to call directly, but for this one, previously I can't call this one directly. So now without extending, see, without this particular class name, see what it was asking to define this one, because it was not able to understand. So what I did, I have been given with the class name. Now if I extend this, these errors are gone. So this is the first point, that any particular static things will become local and then it will be easily accessible by that class. So this is the first pointer when we have been done with this particular extending. Okay. Second point, this would be now, if you see here, previously what it used to happen, the class B means how many non-static methods. So let me draw this one here so that it can be easily understand by you and you can understand this one. So listen this carefully, this is important. Hear out carefully. Class B, how many non-static methods are there?
Two.
Two.
Class A, how many non-static methods are there?
Two.
For an example, for this particular example only saying, because I don't know how much space it occupies. For an example, it takes 200 KB with all the variables and all the methods for the class A. Okay. Now for the class B, with this particular variables and all these things, it will be taken the space of 350 KB. Okay. Now, when I create an object for the class B, okay, for the object one I have been created. Now, what is the size of this particular object?
350 KB.
Sorry?
350 KB.
350 KB.
Excellent. Now, what is the size of A object?
200 KB.
200 KB. Everyone clear till here?
Yes.
So now with this particular object 1, I can access B class non-static variables and methods. Clear? This is what size this is what size and this is what the access. Now let me do this extents. When it comes to the extents, now this particular class B extends A. So now here also let me in the access A object 1 can access its own non-static variables and methods. Now when it extended, after extending, if I created the A object, okay, I created A object. What is the size after extending?
350 KB,
200
sir.
350.
plus 350.
Sorry, 550, sir.
It will inheritance of A and B. Double up.
200.
Can you pick your answers in the chat? See, please don't take much time. Quickly print that. So now, okay, before giving the answer, carefully understand the question and give me the answer. After extending, if I created the object of A class, what is the size? Now you print. Deepanjana.
Yes, sir.
What is the size?
Sir, for the A object A, it is 200, and as previously it was for the B it is 350, so the size total size will be 200 plus 350.
Before extending, it is 200 for A.
Before yes.
And after extending for the A object, you are saying that it will go for 200 plus 350.
No, after extending, the size of B is already there, and the size of A is extending to class B. So the A is the parent class and the B is the child class. So the total size is 200 plus 350.
Deepanjana, you're getting confused too much. See, that is the reason I asked the question, understand the question thoroughly. Here, I'm not at all touching B, right? I asked that what, see now, after extending, if I created an object A, what is the size of it?
200 KB.
Then why you people are giving 350 KB, 200 KB? The answer for this one is 200 KB, right? So now, before extending or after extending, the size of class A will change?
No.
Oh, then why you people are giving me the different answers? Before extending or after extending. So now this is before. Now this is after. Right? Now,
yes,
for this particular before and after, will the space change? No, right?
No, sir.
Then the answer is 200 only. Now let me ask you this question. Before this is B and this is F. Sorry, A means after. Now after extending BOBJ, I created. Now what is the size of this? Now ping me in the chat.
Sir, can you repeat the question, sir? I just missed it.
Okay. Now I'm going to create an object for B after extending. So now this is before extending and this is after extending. So before extending, it is 350. Now after extending, what is the size of this particular B object? So now hold on. So hold on. I'll give this because you people are thinking, hold on, hold on for a second. Now you give me this. So now whatever the answers now, I just given the hash, right? After the hash, I'll be taking these are the answers for this. Go ahead and ping now. Leela, what is the answer? See, I don't know why, Monica. Can you explain me the 350? How you are getting it? So before 350, see now, I have 3 acres of land. My father have 5 acres of land, and I'm only one son. Now, what is my property? What is my net worth? 8 acres. Right? Still, I'll be having only 5 acres. See, as per your answer, you're saying that it is 5 acres. But the answer is 8 acres, right? So, as it extended, it takes this particular space also. So now it comes as 550, not 550, 350 plus 200. 550 will be getting it. This is what the difference. The memory management changes. Did you see it? See, this is what the point, right? We have written it. When we have done this particular extending. Did you got this? Now what it happens is, now if I create this particular object B, now with this particular object B, okay, dot, now you can see it, okay, B dot, I wanted to see that methods, class A method, you can see it, right? Class A method, class A method. So now these 5 and 6 are class B methods. So now these are class A methods. Excellent, right? Now you can see it, variables, class A variables, class B variables. So the B class get all the things. This is how the memory management works. Now you can see that 5. Okay, so now here I need to have 1 and 2, right? Because from the class A. Got it? If I don't extended this, so now if I didn't extend it, what it happens? It is throwing me the error. If I extended this, this is the beauty. So now what it happens is this, the class B now have the complete access on the class A. Now my question is, I told you that this is a usual question. Understand question before answering this. Why should I do the inheritance? Without this particular inheritance also I can do this, right? So now, why you need to do the inheritance? What is the purpose of doing the inheritance? See now, without doing the inheritance also, I didn't made any code change, but I'm accessing all these things, right? Why I should do that?
Sir, extend keyword is a part of the inheritance, sir. So indirectly we are doing inheritance here.
See, Dwaraka, that is not my question. See now, I'm not asking you what is extend keyword. I'm asking that why should we do inheritance? Without doing the inheritance also, I'm able to access all the methods, all the variables. But what is the purpose of doing inheritance?
You can override, sir, by using inheritance.
Overrides. Okay, anyways, I didn't come to that particular point till now. So because now these 2 pointers only we have been discussed. these two plus this memory management we have been discussed. So these are the three topics we have discussed. Not came to this one. You leave these particular two answers. Apart from this one, why I should do the inheritance? You tell me. Without doing the inheritance, I can access all the things, right?
Maybe it's just easier to do it this way, using inheritance.
It's not about the ease of use, right? See, always you need to think, Fatima, logically.
Okay.
Here, I'll give an example. You think from here in this perspective so that you can give me the answer. This is my dad's property. Okay. And this is my known friend's property. I'm here. Which would be best for me to access? Same. Which will I have the complete control?
Parents' property.
See, this is the reason we need to take about this. Now, when we need to choose the inheritance and when to not. For an example, you went to any place. Will you take hotel room or will you buy a property to stay?
Hotel.
Simple, right? We'll not go and buy, means wherever we go, we will not buy the properties there, right? We'll stay in the hotel room. But where you are staying for a longer time, you will buy the property to stay there. There is a difference between this and this, right? Is it not? So, what is the advantage of the inheritance? You will have the complete control on the class. And here, you will not have the complete control, but just he will give you the permission to go and do your party there. Means you can go and just get that variables, but it will not impact anything. This is another Xerox copy. He gives you a Xerox copy for you. But here, this is not Xerox copy. You have the complete control to change this property. So this is the basic differences or why we need to do the inheritance when we not to do the inheritance. So that is the reason third party libraries, if you are trying to use third party libraries, means probably you people will be understanding it better. So for the people who are working, POI, Apache POI, or any libraries which you are trying to use it, they will never allow you to do the inheritance. They will allow you to create an object and then access them. Why? Because you can just use this. You can't take the control on my files. Will you give, for an example now, one of your known guy asked you a car. Okay, you are very good, so that you have been given the car. If that guy asks you, can you change your transfer this particular car on my name? Will you accept? You will ask, you kick off. I mean, you go out of from my side. So you need to understand that particular point. Whenever we are using third-party libraries, we would be creating object and then you are using it. When you are implementing by your own, you are using those things. There only we need to use the inheritance. So this is one of the most important question. Most important question in terms of inheritance. Why should we use inheritance? See, I'm able to access all the methods and everything directly, right? And what is the purpose of this? The first purpose is security. In terms that it can't be make any particular changes or anything. So that is the reason we will not do this particular doing of this particular inheritance concept or accessing them directly over here. Okay, so I don't want to drag this. So did you understand these differences?